can you say to me, I used to play my old banjo.
I used to play my old banjo.
You know what a banjo is? I played it on my knee.
I played it on my knee.
I used to play my old banjo.
I used to play my old banjo.
I played it on my knee.
I played it on my knee.
I used to play my old banjo. I played it on my knee. Go.
I used to play my old banjo. I played it on my knee.
Good. But now the strings have broken down. It's no more use to me. Go.
But now the strings are broken down. It's no more use to me.
From the beginning.
I used to play my old banjo. I played it on my knee. But now the strings are broken down. It's no more use to me.
I tried to mend it by myself, but only broke it more. Go.
I tried to mend it by myself, but only broke it more.
And now it stands upon the shelf behind the kitchen door.
And now it stands behind the shelf behind the kitchen door.
Good, that last verse. I tried to mend it by myself. Go.
I tried to mend it by myself,
But only broke it more.
but only broke it more.
And now it stands upon the shelf behind the kitchen door. Go.
And now it stands upon the shelf behind the kitchen door.
Good, now we're going to make this.
Can I just have this show with vegetarian hands?
I'll have the vegetarian.
Yeah, vegetarian. No, it's either chicken or veg sandwiches. Yeah?
One, two,
Just three. Okay, thank you very much.
Now we're going to jazz it up a little bit. So this exercise is about trying to get the tongue working properly. So it goes, I used to play my old banjo, I played it all along my knee. Okay, so we get the tongue really working. Any l's that we do, we put la 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 in. So like this again, like listen again. I used to play my old banjo, I played it all along my knee. Go.
I used to play my old banjo.
I
played it on my knee.
Good, excellent. Have another go because it's quite tricky just getting the hang. I
Used to play my old banjo. I played it on my knee.
But now the strings have broken down. It's no more used to me.
But now the strings have broken down. It's no more use to me.
Good. And again from the beginning.
I used to play my old banjo. I played it on my knee. But now the strings have broken down. It's no more use to me.
I tried to mend it, but I myself. Go.
I tried to mend it by myself,
But all alone, broke it more.
but only broke it more.
And now it stands up all on the shelf.
And now it stands up on the shelf
Behind the kitchen door.
behind the kitchen door.
Good, so you can see it's very good for the tongue, and it's good for keeping the tongue forwards. So some children get really bad tongue retraction, where it goes back in the throat and they sing a bit like this. So you get a sound that's kind of la la la, so the tongue's very back in the throat. It's really good exercise for kids to bring their tongue forward because they can only say la at the front of the mouth. So once more from the top, a little bit faster. So in the end, you can say to them, we want to get them up to speed, a little bit like Tamara did yesterday. So if you get really fast, you can go, I used to play the little banjo, I played it, but now the strings have broken down, it's not a little more, so you like try and get them to get as fast as they can. So let's just, we won't get that fast, but we'll go a little bit faster. So go.
Use the L on all the vowel sounds.
Li 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 lu 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 la 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 la. Just go for me. La 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 la.
La 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 la.
Li 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 li.
Li 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 li.
Lu 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 lu. Lo 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 lo. Good. So it's really about trying to get tongue flexibility. Lo 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 lo. Good. I used to play my yodel banjo lo. Go.
I used to play my yodel banjo.
I play it all along my ni 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 ni.
I played it all on my niddy.
But now the strings have broken down. It's not a low more you lose to me.
But now the strings are broken down. There's no more use to me.
I tralala to melend it, balalai malai salalal, but all alone leave brololo kit mololololo.
I shall like to mend it by myself, but only broken more.
And nalala it's stalalans upon the shalalaf bahalaline, the killilichin dololololo.
And now it stands upon the shelf behind the kitchen door.
Good, very good. So you can play this with them, they quite like it. It's a bit of a silly game, but something you could do at the end of warm-ups. If you've got it once, then you can say, let's do the banjo song, then you can just do it once through, get the tongue moving. Good. Another one that they really like is called My Dog is a Good Dog. Does anyone know this? Say to me, my dog is a good dog.
My dog is a good dog.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
My dog is a good dog.
My dog is a good dog.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
My dog is a good dog.
My dog is a good dog.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
And my dog is a good dog. Yes, he is. Go.
My dog is a good dog. Yes, he is.
Once more and go.
My dog is a good dog. Yes, he is.
Good. This half of the room's gonna go. My dog is a good dog. Yes, he is. Go.
My dog is a good dog. Yes, he is.
Good again.
My dog is a good dog. Yes, he is.
Well, he sits and begs and he stands up. So the action sits and begs and he stands up tall. He chases his tail around the hall. My dog is a good dog. Yes, he is. So it's a very simple song. So the middle bit is so he sits and begs. Go.
So he sits and begs.
And he stands up tall.
And he stands up tall.
He chases his tail around the hall.
He chases his tail around the hole.
Round the hall.
Round the
Good, so not
hole.
round the hall, but round the hall.
Round the hole.
My dog is a good dog.
My dog is a good dog.
Yes, yes, he is. Go, and
Yes, he is.
good from the beginning. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, go.
My dog is a good dog. Yes, he is. My dog is a good dog. Yes, he is.
Well, he sits and begs and he stands up tall. He chases his tail around the wall.
My dog is a good dog. Yes, he is.
Cool. So really, again, really simple. Better for younger ones, slightly younger ones who haven't had a go at harmony yet. Really, really simple. So more simple than a round. You could do it as a round. I think. My dog is a good dog. Yes, he is. My dog is. I think you could. Yeah, it would fit. The harmony fits to use it as a round as well if you want to. But you can keep it really simple and just use it as a a game for the really young ones. Cool, right, so now, before we have any lunch, I was hoping that you guys somebody would teach us a song, and then we can start looking at how your conducting skills are. We'll do a little bit more on that later again, maybe conducting in 3 time and in 2 time, bringing people in, making sure that's really steady. But would somebody like to teach us a new song? Anyone got something for us?
Can I do the rest of Sia Hamba?
Please, that would be fantastic, yeah.
Since everybody learned
Perfect.
yesterday, I can just finish that.
Great.
Okay, so guys, we learned the song yesterday, Sia Hamba. This is another verse of the same song. it's the first part is similar, the second part's a little different. So let's all learn the lyrics first. So everyone repeat after me. Tuatembea,
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 amangwazani,
amangwazani,
tuatembea,
tuatembea,
amangwazani,
amangwazani,
katika,
katika,
mangwazana,
mangwazana,
katika,
katika,
mangwazana.
mangwazana.
Okay, so let's get the rhythm. It goes tuatembea mangwazani,
Tuatembea mangwazani,
katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
katika mangwaza wa
I
Bwana.
can't do it. Let's go again. Tuatembea mangwazani,
Tuatembea mangwazani,
katika mangwaza wa Bwana. 1, 2, 3.
katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
Okay, so the tune goes tuatembea mangwazani.
Tuatembea
Do that again.
mangwazani,
Tuatembea mangwazani,
tuatembea mangwazani,
katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
From the beginning. Tuatembea mangwazani, katika mangwaza wa Bwana. Together, let's try that.
Tuatembea mangwazani, katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
Okay, so we're going to sing this twice, and then the next part goes tuatembea. Repeat.
Tuatembea,
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 katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
Together, let's break that
Was that
down.
again?
Katika
mangwaza
mangwaza
wa Bwana.
wa Bwana.
Wa Bwana.
wa Bwana.
So this next part goes
Could we just have that again? I'm sorry, I'm struggling with that,
yeah.
with just that last
Sure.
little bit.
katika
Katika
mangwaza
mangwaza
wa Bwana.
wa Bwana.
Has everybody got that? We'll say it together. Tuatembea,
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 katika
katika
mangwaza
mangwaza
wa Bwana.
wa Bwana.
Okay, so this next part goes. Katika mangwaza wa Bwana. Tuatembea, tuatembea. Okay. I think I'll just sing it once because the time goes. Tuatembea, tuatembea, right?
Tuatembea, tuatembea,
Katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
Tuatembea, tuatembea,
Tuatembea, tuatembea,
katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
So we're going to add a little bit of an echo in there. So when we sing this, we go tuatembea, tuatembea, katika mangwaza wa Bwana, wa Bwana. Tuatembea,
Tuatembea, katika mangwaza wa Bwana, wa Bwana. Tuatembea, tuatembea, katika mangwaza wa Bwana, wa Bwana.
Okay, so then when we end it, we go tuatembea, tuatembea, katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
Tuatembea, tuatembea, katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember the lyrics in the first line. Okay, tuatembea mangwazani,
Tuatembea, mangwazani,
katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
Tuatembea mangwazani,
Tuatembea mangwazani,
katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
katika mangwaza wa Bwana. Tuatembea mangwazani, katika mangwaza wa Bwana. Tuatembea mangwazani, katika mangwaza
Twatembeya.
Twatembeya.
Try that.
Twatembeya. Twatembeya.
Katika mangwaza wabwana wabwana.
Katika mangwaza wabwana wabwana.
Twatembeya.
Twatembeya. Twatembeya. Twatembeya.
Katika mangwaza wabwana.
Katika mangwaza wabwana.
Okay, from there. Twatembeya.
Twatembeya. Katika mangwaza wabwana wabwana. Twatembeya. Twatembeya. Katika mangwaza wabwana.
From the beginning.
Twatembeya mangwazani. Katika mangwaza wabwana. Twatembeya mangwazani. Katika mangwaza wabwana. Twatembea, twatembea katika mangwaza wa Bwana, twatembea, twatembea katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
Okay, so now I'm going to try conducting this. This is for me to try the conducting part. Okay, so I want you guys to follow me. When we sing Twatembeya, we're not going to hold on to that note. We're just going to cut it off there. So it's Twatembeya. Twatembeya katika mangwaza wa Bwana Twatembeya
Twatembea katika mangwaza wa Bwana,
Twatembeya
twatembea katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
Okay, so let me try conducting this, okay? Everybody is comfortable with the lyrics and the tune?
Yeah.
So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So wait for my count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Twatembea mangwazani katika mangwaza wa Bwana. Twatembea mangwazani katika mangwaza wa Bwana. Twatembea, twatembea katika mangwaza wa Bwana, twatembea, twatembea katika mangwaza wa Bwana.
Fantastic. Really good. Stay where you are. Have we got any comments for Joanne about things that we thought she was really excellent at?
I think in the beginning you tried to cram too many words, so even I got confused. So I can imagine how.
No,
In the beginning, there were too many words, too many new words.
This is
Yes.
tough.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do
tough
this with my kids.
Okay, you could do it with your kids.
Yeah.
It's a little too tough
You
for
just-
them right now.
It was really
Usually
right
take
now
it
it's a
down
little
in
too
syllable.
Yeah. So I just want to positively comment on what you did first, which was you were really clear about when you were singing and when we were singing, and if we got confused, you made it clear by showing it with your hand. You now, me now. What you could add to that, I think, is if anyone is singing whilst you are, do this, like wiggle an ear, which means, you know, it's my turn now.
Yeah.
Listen and sort of point enthusiastically at yourself, like it's my turn, and then really give it over to us quite strongly if it's our turn. So like that, and it's your go. So really nice positive movements that are quite strong for us to feel like it's my turn and it's your turn. But I really like the way that you teach. It's really excellent, and you're very clear. Your voice is really lovely. You know, it's super teaching. Anyone else? Any other comments? Yeah.
I really like the way you first told us the words and then you showed us the rhythm of the words without the tune.
Yes.
Because it's something that I have to do with the kids now because my kids don't know how to speak in English.
Yes.
So when I was teaching them the songs, they had to get the sounds and the rhythm of the words into
Yes.
their heads, and that's how they learned the entire song. So that was really cool.
Really good. I think on that same note, it's really, and what Shreyans was saying, it's repeat. So especially if there's been a tricky moment,
And it's easy to forget that it's a tricky moment if you know the song. Like I know I'm guilty of the same thing. Is that when I think I know it, it's like, oh yeah, they've got that. Yeah, so just remember to repeat, because actually that's when it really starts going in and people start enjoying themselves more. There's a kind of fear of repeating, I think, sometimes that, oh, everyone's getting bored. But actually, repeat it, even quieter or spoken instead of sung, so you're not tiring the voices, people aren't going, but do repeat so that everyone's got it, because once you've got it, then you're like, oh yeah, I've got it, and you can start kind of grooving to it. But if you haven't got it, everyone's like, what's that bit? So repeating is really good. Go, Sam.
Just one more thing. I got confused as to how many times you're repeating which line, because in this song the words are very
Same thing
repetitive.
over again,
Yes.
So what you could do is like either sing the entire thing to begin with and say, okay, so everyone knows what's supposed, like how the song sounds, and then when you're proceeding, like when you start with the words, then I know where to kind of same thing.
The only danger with that is that if you sing the whole thing through, then you try and teach it. The children want to go on to the next bit because they're like, oh, I know what the next bit is.
No.
So,
After she's done with the words,
Yes.
once we started learning
Precisely.
the tune, I didn't know how many times you were repeating the second last line, and I think even she was getting confused
Yes.
with that.
Great.
I really like how sensitive you were to where we were stumbling and how you broke it down.
Yes.
I thought that was like
Really good. Super. Great. Anyone else? Super. So who would like to teach us a song? Anyone else? Sam?
I have to think of what song.
Great. Have a little think. Have a moment to have a little think what song you want to teach us. Something nice and simple, around, or you could do something that we've done on the syllabus this term, like Down by the Riverside, or because we haven't done any of those, or like What Should We Do with the Drunken Sailor, or anything that you taught this term, or.
I think I should teach you all a new song. You guys already know all these
No,
songs.
it's fine because it's good for us to work out where we might have stumbled with the children or where we might stumble, because not everybody's done all the songs on the syllabus this term, and I think this might help us to think about how we're going to teach children when we haven't done certain songs. So if you'd like to. Okay, you have a moment.
Can you show what should we do with the drunken sailor?
Say again?
Can you show how I thought what should we do?
Please do, yeah. So while Sam's having a think, Shreyans is going to teach us what should we do with the drunken sailor.
Okay, so this song is called What Shall We Do with the Drunken Sailor? It's an English sea shanty. So basically it's about a sailor who's drunk and his mates who are trying to cover up for him, right? So this is how it goes. What shall we do with the drunken sailor? These are the words. What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning. So what the song is trying to say to the audience is like a bunch of sailors are on a ship, right? And they had a party last night, and one of them had a little too much to drink. So it's the morning, and the master's making his rounds, and like he obviously can't be seen. So they're like trying to hide him so that he doesn't like get sacked. So what shall we do with the drunken sailor?
What shall we do with the drunken sailor?
Sorry, what shall we do with the drunken sailor?
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 Early in the morning.
Early in the morning.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor?
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 Early in the morning.
Early in the morning.
Now the master is making his round, so they gotta they have to show as though they're really working and pretend as though there's nothing wrong. So hooray, and up she rises.
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 Early in the morning.
Early in the morning.
Can we have that together?
Hooray, and up she rises. Hooray, and up she rises. Hooray, and up she rises. Early in the morning.
What was it?
Put him in a long boat.
Yeah.
Even long.
So now now when they discuss the problem, the sailors have discussed the problem, one of them comes up with a solution. What should we do with him? Put him in the longboat until he's sober. A longboat is a lifeboat, right? And it's generally covered with a cloth, so you can just shove him in there until he sobers up and he comes out on his own. Put him in the longboat until he's sober. Can you repeat? Put him in the longboat until he's sober.
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 Put him in the longboat until he's sober, early in the morning.
Put him in the longboat until he's sober, early in the morning.
So this is how the tune goes. Put him in the longboat until he's sober.
Put him in the longboat until he's sober.
Can we also do the actions?
Put him in the longboat until he's sober. Put him in the longboat until he's sober. Put him in the longboat until he's sober, early in the morning.
And now the master's back. So what do we do when the master's back? Hooray! And up she rises, right?
Hooray, and up she rises. Hooray, and up she rises. Hooray, and up she rises, early in the morning.
Pull out the plug. Another suggestion. Pull out the plug and wet him all over. So when you wet him all over, like he suddenly gets a shock and he sobers up. Pull out the plug and wet him all over.
Pull out the plug and wet him all over.
Pull out the plug and wet him all over.
Pull out the plug and wet him all over.
Pull out the plug and wet him all over, early in the morning.
Pull out the plug and wet him all over, early in the morning.
So, same tune. Pull out the plug and wet him all over.
Pull out the plug and wet him all over.
Pull out the plug and wet him all over.
Pull out the plug and wet him all over.
Pull out the plug and wet him all over, early in the morning.
Pull out the plug and wet him all over, early in the morning.
We have it together now? Pull out the plug and wet him all over.
Pull out the plug and wet him all over. Pull out the plug and wet him all over, early in the morning.
A little faster? Yes? Yes? Yes. Pull out. Okay. 1, 2, 3, start.
Pull out the plug and wet him all over. Pull out the plug and wet him all over. Pull out the plug and wet him all over, early in the morning.
Master, master, master!
Hooray, and up she rises. Hooray, and up she rises. Hooray, and up she rises, early in the morning.
Why, mate? We could put him in the scuppers with a house pipe on him. Yeah? Okay. So that's another mate saying we can put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe on him. Let him sober.
What's
So-
this scuppers?
Oh, scuppers. You know, on ship we have deck, and below the deck is a little spice. That's called scuppers. So put him in the scuppers with a house pipe on him. Put him in the scuppers with a house pipe on him. Put him in the scuppers with a house pipe on him.
Put him in the scuppers with a house pipe on him.
Put him in the scuppers with a house pipe on him.
Put him in the scuppers with a house pipe on him.
Early in the morning.
Early in the morning.
So put him in the scuppers together now. 1, 2, 3, start. Put him in the scuppers with a house pipe on him. Put him in the scuppers with a house pipe on him. Put him in the scuppers with a house pipe on him. Early in the morning. Can we sing it? Do you know the tune? Yes? Okay. Put him in the scuppers with a house pipe on him.
Put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe on him. Put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe on him, early in the morning.
Master, master, master!
Hooray, and up she rises. Hooray, and up she rises. Hooray, and up she rises, early in the morning.
Great.
I just basically try to do it verse-wise and make sure the verse is drilled into their heads, and then.
Great, fantastic. Can we have, stay where you are, because we might get you to something else. Can we have some positive criticism? So can we say what's gone really well here for Shreyans?
The best thing that he was very dramatic and
He's
he,
very animated.
yeah, and he brings the whole song alive with all the emotions that are with it, and you understand the song.
Great.
And you know what emotions to put into the song.
Exactly.
I also think it's really nice. He kind of defines like
a lot of the kids would not know what a longboard or what the sculpers would be.
Yes.
So it's a good thing that you kind of tell them what, as part of the ship. And
Yeah.
Another advantage of being animated is
Yeah.
that's really good.
Yeah.
Another advantage of being animated is I was imagining the whole story.
Yeah.
That's the idea. That's the idea, to get them to imagine as though they
And I was
really are.
imagining kids do it also.
Exactly.
Nice.
So you can get a bit of Shreyans into
Yeah.
your whenever
All
you're
the kids
teaching.
doing it like him.
What do we think Shreyans could have done better? Anything we can think?
I think I should have thought I should have thought through about the rhythm. I should have planned about the rhythm, and brought you in. How I brought you in. I thought that could have definitely gone better.
Okay. Yeah.
I also thought maybe after every verse, instead of going through the entire song, it helps to go back.
Yes.
Like you learn one verse and then before you start the second verse, you go through it
Yeah.
once, and then when you finish with the second verse, you go back to the first verse.
Yes,
And then you.
very important, the repetition, returning to the beginning of a song,
Yeah,
so that we
yeah.
get the feeling of the flow.
The continuity.
And also the feeling of we don't need you every time to go master before, otherwise they don't know when to come in and how to keep the rhythm going. So instead, you do that first couple of times to remind them, but then you stop doing that and then you go straight into hooray and up she rises. Yeah, really good.
there's also the part that even though the words are repetitive, the tune changes with each time you repeat the verse. The tune changes slightly. So it's a good idea to get that's what I did for my class. That I got them to identify which lines the tune changes a bit.
The tunes
And
are
the
the
tunes- the
tunes
tunes
are
are
the
like-
same.
No, almost. But there's slight variation
Talk about each line within the verse. I think.
within the verse.
Line
Yeah,
within
within the same verse.
within the verse. There's a slight variation. Here we take it for granted that we're listening to him and we're picking it
Yes.
up. But students a lot of times they
Yeah.
think
Yeah, they don't-
same
they don't.
words equal same tune.
Same tune, exactly.
So it's a good idea to kind of tell them that it'll change slightly. So you need to pay attention. You need to know.
Yes.
And also what I've experienced is the kids are not used to the concept of the rests. So one thing I use is I tell them to.
Yes,
Really?
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Very, very good idea. Excellent. We can all use that. So if there's a tricky rest or a tricky break in something, either or click then they can't actually sing whilst they're doing that. So you won't get one going in the middle of the rest, because there'll be everyone hopefully sniffing. That's a really, really good point. Excellent. Great. Shrat, I think if I were you, I'd, when you're teaching, stand a bit taller, so you have a habit of coming down to us. So see if you can, that's brilliant and it's energetic. I think when you're teaching the song, hold off on the actions at first until we've got what's going on. So, because whilst you were doing this, we weren't sure that we were supposed to sing. So you were doing the action of behind, and everyone was like, is it our turn or not? So you could do a little bit more of, this is what I'm doing right now, and it's your turn now. So we know whose turn it is when. So you could do a little more standing within yourself. It's my turn now, it's your turn now, okay? Because I think that would really help us to understand exactly who sings when. And then, once everyone's got it and you do a whole verse all the way through, you say, right, now we're going to do this, and then we start getting into the actions and really feeling it. But it's great that you explain the story, it's really, really brilliant. Another thing, avoid, if you can, sometimes if we get really loud with our speaking voices, we don't want to be too quiet, but if we get very, very loud, that can encourage the children to sing quite aggressively.
Okay.
So we want to, because if we start a piece like this,
Correct.
then they're going to, that's us,
Yeah.
okay? If we
No.
start a piece more, you can have plenty of energy, but not too, aggressively
I'm not doing
energy, because otherwise we'll get these kids to,
Yeah.
cool, great, really, really good though, really good. Have we got time for one more? How are we doing? They're getting in now. Great. No, that's fine. Yeah, great. Of course, they're getting in. Great. So, who else? We need a new song from someone.
Sam?
Sam, it's your turn. Great.
Alright. So I'm going to add one more thing to what Shreyan's did, because I realized that when I was teaching my kids to do what shall we do with the drunken sailor, especially the second line, it gets into a bit of a especially when it comes to until. So I started giving them tongue twisters to do and practice well at home. So Betty butter bought some butter, butter was too bitter, so she bought some butter to make the bitter butter better.
Okay.
Still can't do that. Still can't do that.
I get a little tongue-tied with the
she sells seashells on the seashore, but I can manage Betty Butter really fast. You want to hear how fast I can go? So this is what I did with my, I break my students down into small groups for a 20-minute session. So this is what I told them. I say, so you've got to practice, and initially you start slowly going, Betty Butter,
Betty Butter,
bought some butter,
bought some butter,
but the butter
but the butter
was too bitter.
was too bitter.
So she bought
So she bought
some better butter
some better butter
to make the bitter butter better.
to make the bitter butter better.
So you say it slowly the first few times until you get it to a mid pace. And then by the end of it, you should be able to do Betty Butter bought some butter, but the butter was too bitter, so she bought some better butter to make the bitter butter better.
Betty Butter.
Betty Butter.
Betty Butter.
Butter is the last.
This is
Miss Butter bought butter.
yes.
Is that what it is?
This is especially important with our kids because they have very heavy Indian accents. So it becomes butter and it becomes bitter and it's bitter. So you get a very H sound in a lot of the words. It helps eliminate it. Then there's so this is not actually with singing, but a lot to do with their pronunciation, especially when it comes to a lot of words. The first group of children that I began with had to learn songs for Wizard of Oz, and so Wizard became Wizard, and so the W's and the V's would always get hashed up. So there's a story that they have to narrate for me, which is so Winston and Victoria went to the park on a Wednesday evening while it was quite dark. Winston said, "Is that a shark?" And Victoria said, "No, that's Mark." So that kind of helps them sort out most of the W's and the V's.
Brilliant. Cool. Grand. One thing is, this is good, make it relevant to the song. So if, rather than just a tongue twister which they might catch on to but would never sing, maybe see if they can make themselves more clearly understood in the context of the music. So for instance, put him in the scuppers with the hose pipe on him, or, repeating that with them and talking to them about the words in the particular song that you're doing, and then putting it in the context of the music. So put him in the scuppers with the hose pipe on him. Like, you could do lots of games with that. You could go and so we got hose pipe, hose pipe. You can play games with the actual sentence that you've got to work with. Scuppers, 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 scuppers. Use the words themselves that are in each song, so that we're always keeping it relevant to to the songs that we're learning with Songbound. I think that would be really, really helpful. Could you show us a song? Can you teach us a song? I'd like to see you bring us in, conduct us, something along those lines.
Okay.
One. I've uploaded on YouTube. I couldn't share it on Dropbox. That video, my session in my class.
That's fine.
I think it's emailed to you.
That's great. Thank you. Perfect.
I've made it private initially. If they feel it's okay to make it public, I'll make it public and share it.
Cool.
Alright. So I want to do one of the songs that I did last term, which was Lavender's Blue.
Great.
So I'd rather, it's one of the songs that I found actually quite challenging to teach the kids because it has quite a mellow pace and they go rushing through with it. So everyone, can you stretch out first? Raise your hands up. Okay. As thin as a pin, as tall as a house, small as a mouse, wide as a gate. Okay. So I'm going to say that really fast and I want her to keep up with me. Thin as a pin, tall as a house, small as a mouse, wide as a gate. Now if I say something like thin as a mouse, you hold the previous position because there is no thin as a mouse.
Oh.
Okay, so it's thin as a pin, tall as a house, small as a mouse, wide as a gate. Just try not to poke your partner, which is something I also announce a lot in class. Don't get them back. Okay, thin as a pin, tall as a house, small as a mouse, wide as a gate. Thin as a pin, small as a mouse, wide as a gate. Tall as a house, thin as a pin, thin as a mouse. Okay, so now that we're all a bit relaxed and feeling good, so we're going to learn the song called Lavender's Blue. This is a song, it's quite romantic. has a very sweet, nice tone. So you're talking to your beloved. So the song begins with lavender's blue,
Lavender's blue,
lavender's green.
Lavender's green.
So it describes the color of the song, and it gives you the kind of how the feel of the song is. So
What's a lavender?
a lavender is a flower. It's a fragrant flower, and you also make essential oil out of it, and it smells really, really beautiful. The
Is
song,
there a Hindi name for it?
I don't know.
How it is.
I did a simpler thing. I bought lavender oil to class.
Great. Really good.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's nice.
And the tiles in my classroom are lavender blue. So it made my job super easy. So
I just had to tell my kids, you know that Yardley powder? They're like, yeah. You know the purple one? I'm like, yeah. Just go smell that. Like, cool.
So I bought lavender oil to class because it was just, I had some at home, so, and they all were very happy about it. So lavender is a flower, and the song talks about a field full of these flowers, and there's a beautiful fragrance in the air, and my love is also in the air. So I'll sing you the first line. I want you to try and repeat it. So, lavender's blue, dilly dilly, lavender's green.
Lavender's blue, dilly dilly, lavender's green.
When you, so the second line goes, when you'll be king, dilly dilly, I shall be queen.
When you'll be king, dilly dilly, I shall be queen.
So this is how the line sounds. When you'll be king, dilly dilly, I shall be queen.
When you be king, dilly dilly, I shall be queen.
Now, my love has an issue with it. So he says, who told you so? Dilly dilly, who told you so? So I'll sing it for you. It's, who told you so? Dilly dilly, who told you so?
Who told you so, dilly dilly, who told you so?
And my response is, 'twas my own heart, dilly dilly, that told me so.
'Twas my own heart, dilly dilly, that told me so.
Now we're going to put a little more emotion and feeling into the song. I'm going to sing the entire verse, and then I want you to just listen to it for now. Lavender's blue, dilly dilly, lavender's green. When you'll be king, dilly dilly, I shall be queen. Who told you so, dilly dilly, who told you so? 'Twas my own heart, dilly dilly, that told me so. So we'll just sing along with you. So we count on the count of three. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Lavender's blue, dilly dilly, lavender's green. When you be king, dilly dilly, I shall be queen. Who told you so, dilly dilly, who told you so? 'Twas my own heart, dilly dilly, that told me so.
So that's the first verse of the song. I'm going to stick with that for you.
Fantastic. Have we got something that we can tell San about?
I did go a whole lot faster than I would at my class.
Yeah,
I
sure, that's absolutely
go
fine.
through the lines, make
Yeah,
them say
yeah.
it like 5 times
No,
over.
it was good. That was a good pace actually. We all seem to pick up perfectly quickly. So there's no don't labour the point if they've got it. You know, as you've all been doing. If they've got it, keep moving. Anything we can say to Sam that we particularly liked about her method of teaching?
I really liked the way she used an external source like lavender oil to enhance the experience.
Absolutely.
And like I think that also like gets them in the right mood to sing the song. So
Yeah, it relaxes them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Calms them down a whole lot.
Very good. Yeah. Anything else?
She also did explain what the song is about, and she emotes it on her face, and she uses a
I
lot of
really like how you
gestures.
did that, especially
That
with
was
my
really
choir.
nice.
The
We
kids
did-
don't speak a lot of English, so they understand really well anything that I do through actions or through facial expressions. So I thought the way you did that, it was straightforward when you were teaching, but then once we had got the lyrics and the songs, and you went on to show the emotions, that kind of explained it a little more. And okay, I should be singing it like that, and that's how it should sound.
You were very nice and clear.
Yes.
I like your voice also.
Thank you. It's nice. It's nice to see you singing something and then you hand it over to us. That was really nice. I think if you don't mind me positively critiquing what you do tend to rock forwards on your feet a little, and that makes you look a bit nervous. So
Oh no, that's usually because I try to keep time by moving.
Okay, so maybe see if you can keep time a little left and right rather than forwards and backwards. That makes you look like you're a little bit nervous, I would say.
Okay.
So
I'll try that.
if you can try and keep your hands away from your side so that you look a little more confident as well. Perfect, exactly. So because I know it's not a nice thing in front, so everyone's here and it's nerve-wracking. But see if you can try and get a bit of that kind of authority that comes from standing a little bit wider, like Rahul was doing earlier on. It was just that, exactly, a slightly wider stance. It's a bit more stable when you're teaching. Would be really good. Perhaps try and speak a little slower and a tiny little bit louder. So just really choose what you're going to say to us and then get us moving.
I do try and focus a whole lot more within my class because the first time I took class, I kind of confused them entirely by using some really big words.
Okay.
As far as they were concerned, but it got them to keep quiet.
Okay, yeah.
It has the magical effect of everyone stops and stares.
So, yeah. I guess another way to keep everyone quiet and moving is to just keep the music moving. So more music, less chat. Often it's good for all of us to think, here I am going no. But often more doing and less speaking can be a really, really good thing in the sessions, so that we keep the flow of the music, so that they're doing as much music as we possibly can do. I think that's really, really important. So yeah, that was really, really excellent, Sam. Well done. That's great. Sam, would you boy?
Okay, so we're going to the restaurant on the road. Take the book to slowly.
What's the time now?
1:30.
Okay, well no, fine. We can do some more.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah, we can do some more. We need another song. Astrid, will you teach us something? Okay. Say again? Of course, I'd love you to have a go. We've got plenty of time this afternoon as well, so I'd like everybody, if they're comfortable, obviously you don't have to, but if everyone's comfortable, I'd like them to. So.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go on.
So this is what the Muktagan children, they taught me the song. So you see the wobble in my head? You can see it?
Yeah.
It's annoying me, it's irritating me. Is it irritating you too? Yeah? I think I'm gonna let it go free. Okay? Can we let it go free? Okay. Right? A little dizzy. Okay. There is a wobble in my head, a wobble in my head. Can you see the wobble in my head? There is a wobble in my head, a wobble in my head. I think I'm let it go free. Okay? Can you repeat after me without wobbling your head? Do you know what's the meaning of wobbling now? Can you show me how to wobble? Yeah, it makes you feel dizzy. Okay. So there is a wobble in my head.
There is a wobble in my head.
A wobble in my head.
A wobble in my head.
There is a wobble in my head. A wobble in my head. Can you see the wobble in my head?
Can you see the wobble in my head?
There is a wobble in my head.
There is a wobble in my head.
A wobble in my head.
A wobble in my head.
I think I let it go free.
I think I'll let it go free.
Got it? Can we do it together? Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. There is a
wobble in my head.
A wobble in my head.
Can you see the wobble in my head? There is a wobble in my head. A wobble in my head.
I think
I'll let it go free.
Now there is a wobble in my hand. Okay? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, go.
There is a wobble in my hand, a wobble in my hand. Can you see the wobble in my hand? There is a wobble in my hand, a wobble in my hand. I think I'll let it go free.
Now there's a wobble in my legs. Oh my God. So there is a wobble in my legs,
A wobble in my legs. Can you see the wobble in my leg? There is a wobble in my leg, a wobble in my leg. I think I'll let it go free.
Now there's a wobble in my body. Oh my God. So there is a wobble in my body,
a wobble in my body. Can you see the wobble in my body? There's a wobble in my body, a wobble in my body. I think I'll let it go free.
So like before I start my session with the class, I do something like that which loosens them up.
Brilliant.
So that's what I do.
Really great. It's so nice. You you made us immediately laugh and smile, and it was immediately really engaging and a bit of fun to start everything off with. And your big smile just made everyone else smile. It was really brilliant, so cheerful. What a great song. Have we got any comments for Astrid about how she could have improved what she just did?
I really like the song because I think it would be very good for my class, especially it's not really I mean, I could use it as warm up, but I think mid-session,
Yes.
when they're too tired of learning the lyrics for a song or something,
Great.
like this would be a really good energizer.
Good.
And the only thing is that I think maybe you could have just said the words so that you could get it up. But otherwise, very good.
Anyone else? Any comments? I would have liked you to repeat sections at the beginning. So there's a wobble in my head, a wobble in my head. Can you see the wobble in my head? I'd have liked to have done that a couple of times.
Okay.
And then the last bit. Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah, me
Because
too.
it's
So
a close tune. So
that's exactly.
songs with close tunes. I mean, it's just a suggestion, but I think that we should repeat it like line by line a couple of times so that the kids know the difference in the
Good.
Yeah, I made that mistake with my song too.
I like the way that you counted us in to start the song. In fact, that's something I wanted to say to Sam, was you need to just be a little bit more certain of what the time of your piece is. So if we're doing a piece in, so lavender's blue dilly dilly, we could either come in 1, 2, 3, lavender's blue, or we could do 1, 2, lavender's blue. Do you see there's a double feel to this song, which is either the 2 pulse or the 3 time. So up to you which one you choose, but avoid 1, 2, 3, 4, and then lavenders. We're into a different time. Do you see? So we want to make sure that we're always doing the same time. And lots of you have been really excellent at that. But that's something that we all need to think about whenever we're about to start a piece. Think, I wonder what time this is in, so you can know what your entry number is going to be. Okay? But that was really excellent. That's really super. Would you like to finish the song?
Can I stand here because I'm really squeezing?
Right in front of me. Air conditioning.
Cool, alright, so I'm not much of a teacher, obviously, but yeah, why not? The song to kind of put the children at ease when they're singing, right? It's about a mother trying to make a child fall asleep, right? So the words go like, sleep my child,
Sleep, my child,
and peace attend thee,
and peace attend thee
all through the night.
all through the night.
Sleep my child,
Sleep, my child,
and peace attend thee,
and peace attend thee
all through the night.
all through the night.
Okay, the tune goes like, sleep my child and peace attend thee all through the night.
Sleep, my child, and peace attend thee all through the night.
Perfect. So next part is, soft the drowsy,
Soft
the drowsy, hours are creeping,
hours are creeping,
hill and vale,
hill and vale,
in slumber sleeping.
in slumber sleeping.
Soft the drowsy,
Soft the drowsy,
hours are creeping,
hours are creeping,
hill and vale,
hill and vale,
in slumber sleeping.
in slumber sleeping.
Goes like, soft the drowsy hours are sleeping, hill and vale in slumber sleeping. Soft the drowsy hours are creeping, hill and vale in slumber sleeping. Right? Wait, let's do it again, yeah? Soft the drowsy hours are creeping, hill and vale in slumber sleeping. Soft the drowsy hours are creeping, hill and vale in slumber sleeping. Yeah, it's a bit of a long song. After that is
I,
my loving,
My loving,
vigil keeping,
vigil keeping,
all through the night.
all through the night.
Yeah, I'll sing it first. I, my love language you're keeping all through the night. My love language you're keeping all through the night. Can we go from the top? Yeah. So it goes like 1, 2, 3, start. Sleep, my child, in peace, attending all through the night. Sleep, my child, in peace, attending all through the night. Soft the drowsy hours. I went off.
That's okay.
Softer, drowsy hours are creeping, hill and vale and slumber sleeping. My loving vigil keeping all through the night.
Great. Fantastic. Stay where you are. Let's have a chat about this. I really like the fact that you stand really well. I really like the fact you've taken on board an awful lot what we've done in the last sessions and also last year. I can tell that you're thinking through, okay, this is what I need to be doing. It's really great that when you had a problem, you handed it, you suddenly went, okay, this is what I've got to do to sort it out. They don't know when to sing, so my turn, your turn. Really good, so that was really, really clear. I think, do you play the piano?
No, I play the guitar.
Okay, so so that you avoid the situation that you felt there, oh no, I don't know what the key is, I don't know what note I'm on, it would be really helpful if you help yourself with the guitar. So obviously you have got that here to help you, but if you had the tune worked out on your guitar so that you always know you're never going to find yourself unstuck and like, oh, I don't know what key I'm in. So that will kind of, for you, give you the confidence to be like, this is definitely what key I'm in and these are the right notes. Okay. Anyone else? Comments?
I don't know.